one of the most talented people that I've ever met. And he was one of those, you know, he could have sung the alphabet and it would sound superb.
George Michael was one of the very few musicians whose music was able to connect with and enthrall audiences on all 7 continents. His velvety voice, insightful songs, and fearless brilliance drove him to the top of the music industry all around the world. But when strange things kept happening to him, people started asking questions like, was his death expected? Come along with us as we investigate the unanswered questions surrounding the death of George Michael. Was he already suffering from illness? In the later years of his life, George Michael struggled with a variety of health issues, which had an effect not only on his personal life, but also on his professional career as a musician. In 2011, George Michael battled a severe case of pneumonia, which was one of the most critical challenges he had in terms of his health. Because of the severity of his condition, he had to remain in the intensive care unit of the hospital for several weeks. Following the pneumonia scare, many reports stated that George Michael's condition remained critical. The fact that he was admitted to the hospital multiple times for issues related to his breathing did nothing but add gasoline to the fire of rumors that were already circulating concerning his health. Because certain information was concealed from the public, those who were interested were unable to learn the specifics of the type and severity of his ailments. In spite of everything that happened, he recovered as well as continued to be committed to his career, and in 2014, he released his final album, which was titled Symphonica, which demonstrated his unwavering commitment to both his music and his followers. Then what took away his life? On Christmas Day in 2016, it was reported that music legend George Michael had passed away, which sent the whole music industry into a state of disbelief. After he had gone away, the preliminary findings from the post-mortem investigation were inconclusive, which means that they did not point to a particular cause of death. This haziness contributed to the mystery that surrounded the untimely passing of the cherished musician, leaving his fans upset. The official reason for George Michael's passing was not determined by the coroner until March 2017, many months after the singer passed away. Later, it was revealed that George Michael had passed away as a result of dilated cardiomyopathy, a condition in which the heart grows enlarged and the heart muscle becomes weaker than normal. This sickness was the root cause of George Michael's death. How did the world react when George Michael's music stopped and the news of his death spread? Have a look at this video out of Michael's house on the day of his demise. The sudden and tragic passing of George Michael sent shockwaves around the world and created a vacuum that will never be filled again. His departure came as a surprise, which left his fans and the rest of the music industry in shock. His early death served as a reminder of the unpredictability of life and the hand that fate plays in its outcomes. In spite of the tragic circumstances surrounding his passing, George Michael's life and body of work continue to have a significant influence even in the present day. But did you know there was a person who expected his death? George Michael's longtime lover, Kenny Goss, has spoken out about the passing of this legend. Kenny Goss, who is an art dealer, was in a relationship with Michael for around 13 years, but later in life they parted their ways. In a recent interview with Piers Morgan for the latter's talk TV program Uncensored, Goss disclosed that those close to him had anticipated Michael's terrible passing at the age of just 53. He said, "We all thought he'd pass away. When we shared a home, I worried about him all the time. He actually disliked the idea that I worried so much about him." His demise might have been unexpected for the rest of the world, but it was way too much expected by the people close to him as they watched his conditions closely. Are you his die-hard fan too? Do post your favorite songs by him in the comments section as a tribute to the significant influence that he had, not only on our lives, but on the world of music.